Hello guys, I'm Jitin Palaparthi. I'm a software engineer. I have created this project called readyGo. readyGo is an open source project under MIT license. So the philosophy behind readyGo is a simple configuration can give you can or must give you a working project. That means just by providing a simple configuration in JSON or YAML format, you will get a running project. Whether the project can be HTTP based project with SQL or NoSQL databases like Postgres or MongoDB, or grpc based project that is again with the database of SQL or NoSQL database. So this particular video cast is to quick start how to use readyGo. This is from the user perspective, because there are two things in readyGo. There are some users, that means they would like to download the readyGo binary and they would like to create their projects using readyGo. And the other kind of users are like they can create plugins for readyGo. They can right now readyGo supports only Go language. If you're interested, you can bring Java, you can bring C Sharp, you can use Python, C++, any other language. Mm, for that, there are some steps that we have to do. This is fully plug and play kind of an application. So in a different video cast, I will explain how to bring new programming languages, how to add uh, new new database support, or new things into the readyGo project, because I have a plan to bring some add-ons like Prometheus, Grafana, and different kinds of logging mechanisms, uh, and Kubernetes related files. That means that once you create a project, once you define a configuration for readyGo project, for example, it's a HTTP project. That means it should have a port. Uh, and it should have a database. Then automatically it gives you a Kubernetes deployment files for your service. The same thing for grpc as well. So this particular video cast is for demonstrating how to create a grpc project using readyGo. So readyGo is in the current version of readyGo is you can just go to this project, readyGo, https github.com, Jitin Palaparthi. readyGo is an open source project publicly available. So far I have created 7 versions of it. These are all minor versions, but it's in working condition even with 0.0.7 version. So you can go here. I'm using Ubuntu, so that I can directly download deb extension, and I can install it. I can install the package. If you're using Mac OS, then you can go to this Darwin tar file. If you're using Windows, so you can go and install this Windows 86 64-bit file, 64 files. And if you're using Linux, you can even download the tar file and extract it and get the things done. You're using Alpine, you're using Ubuntu, or you're using Fedora or CentOS, you can use RPM, dep, and APK packages. If you're interested, you can download the source code, you can make some changes in the source code, or you can add according to your requirement and make it work. So here I would like to show you how to download, how to install the binary. I'm using Ubuntu machine, so I would like to show you on Ubuntu machine. Then how to create a configuration file, what all things that in the configuration file. Then how to create a grpc project by using a configuration file for readyGo. So let's get started. I just click on this, so it would be downloaded. So I would like to go to the terminal, and yes, it got downloaded. Then you see that this particular deb file has been downloaded. There is a glitch that it shouldn't be VV or 0.0.7, it should be V 0.0.7. That I have to correct it. So this is a deb package. So how I gonna install this particular binary? Sudo dpkg I readyGo. So already I used sudo command earlier for some different purpose. That's the reason it has not asked for the password. So this is what it is reading the database, and it's creating the files. Directory is currently installed, preparing to unpack this particular version of dep, unpacking readyGo, and make sure that readyGo 0.0.7 version is installed. We check that where it got installed. So it got installed in user local bin readyGo. That's the path. Then we just make sure that the correct version is installed according to the documentation. When you go to the release versions, we have downloaded release version of 0.0.7. Just to make sure that the correct version has been installed, you go to readyGo command line tool. It's a command line tool, and you can type version. So it said that readyGo version 0.0.7 got installed. The current version is, and for grpc project, this particular version has been tested for these grpc proto versions. It doesn't mean that it doesn't work with the previous versions of grpc, but it clearly means that it has been tested on this particular version. So if you want to use different protocol buffer versions or different proto generation file generation versions, it's up to you. You can get it done. So let's see that readyGo has been installed. So you can see that readyGo help. readyGo has got at this point of time 3 commands. One is the apply command, and the other one is the help command, and the other one is version command. These 2 commands we have already used. Just now we typed help, and previously we used version. Then there is a command called apply. That's very important command. So you can see that apply command has you have to pass the file name as which is the configuration file. There is no default file. That means you need to have configuration in order to create a readyGo project. And the lint, yes, readyGo has linting for Golang. That means it checks whether all the Golang lint recommendations are met or not, and there is a type of the project. At this point of time, readyGo supports HTTP based project with MongoDB, HTTP based project with relational databases, which is Postgres, and grpc project with MongoDB, and grpc project with relational database, which is SQL-PG. So the first thing is we need to have the configuration file. So how do you know what are the specifications of the configuration file? And for that we can go to the readyGo documentation. You go to readyGo wiki page. In the wiki page you can see user configuration. Here all you get you get all the configuration files. readyGo supports JSON as well as YAML configuration file. So we are not going to create HTTP Mongo projects. We are not going to use HTTP and SQL project. So we are going to use grpc and Mongo project. So this is the configuration file, sample configuration file that we can use for our project. I'm copying this configuration file. So I go to the desktop. I would like to create a configuration file. It's a JSON file, and here I'm going to copy the whole configuration file. Here you have to check just what kind of configuration it is. The first thing is version. So at this point of time, readyGo is not going to validate your configuration with any schema, predefined schema. So you can give any number, it's not going to validate, but going forward, yeah, I just want to give the backward compatibility as well, so there will be some versions. And this is the kind of a grpc kind of project. It's not http. If it is http, it would be http here, and this is the project name. On this name the project would be created. I'm going to use the MongoDB database. Here the database kind is MongoDB. These are the database specifications. Connection string is that's what the connection string, and the name of the database is sample. And here this is the API specification. So the kind is grpc and the port is 50057. And here there is v1. So here v1 doesn't make sense, but if you are creating a http based project, then you can define that whether it's v1, v2 or v3 or something. They were your urls, restful urls, restful apis. And the models are very much important in readyGo. So the models are like you can create. Model is an array. You can create a number of models. The model is the heart of the project. So here I have only one model. I specified only one model. So the name of the model is product. And here there are some fields for the model. There is name of the product, which is of type string. There is another field is description, which is of type string, and we can define a validation for this. And here you can see the key field. Key field means once you put is key field equal to true, that means this particular field is considered as a key field. So whenever you want to reinsert a value for this key, if the same value, it doesn't allow to insert the same value. And here there is a reference number. It's of long type. It has stock is one of the column, which is of Boolean type. I just would like to demonstrate all the available fields that readyGo support, and the status and last modified both are strings. At this point of time, it doesn't support datetime format, times package in Golang, but very soon I'm going to bring global functions where there are some predefined functions, some formatting related functions and time related functions. There may be so many functions. Even third-party developers, some other minds can bring their own functions and bring it to readyGo. At that time, definitely time format will be supported. So if you want to know that what kind of data types that readyGo support, you can go to readyGo wiki. The wiki is it's good at this point of time. These are the readyGo. So it has to use the variable, the data types for grpc as well as for Golang. Later on, some other language comes, it has to use those language data types as well. These are all scalar or primitive data types, basic data types. So for example, in Golang, if it is int64, then in readyGo you have to use long. If it is unsigned, then ulong. If it is float, then you can use float. If it is float64 in Golang, in readyGo you have to define it as double, and grpc also it will be replicated as double, and bool is bool, string is string, etc. And readyGo at this point of time, it doesn't support relationships, but very soon it will support relationships as well. Here we go. So I have created a configuration file. You can see that this is the config grpc config underscore grpc.json file. Now what I do is I'm going to apply this particular configuration file with readyGo binary. readyGo apply followed by the flag called f, and the file name is config grpc.json file. You can give JSON or YAML file. It supports both the formats, and the type of the project is grpc and Mongo. If you want linter, you can give linter and something like that. At this point of time, just go ahead with this. So just click on this just like that, it has created a project for you. So it says that you have to give an attention here, because we gave port number in our config file. readyGo doesn't check whether the port is being used or the port is behind the firewall. So it is your responsibility that make sure that you have to give unused port, and you have to make sure that it is not behind firewall. And for creating protocol buffer files, generating protocol buffer file, compiling your proto file with uh, as protocol buffers, you have to install protoc and protogen go and protogen go grpc tools. At this point of time, readyGo supports only Golang, so you have to install those tools, so readyGo doesn't generate these files for you. And the third thing is database information. readyGo doesn't check whether the database is started or not. Of course, it retries and it tells you that the database is not available, it's not reachable, but it will not ensure to start the database. So it's your responsibility again to start the database and make sure that it's up and running. I have installed MongoDB as a Docker container, so here my MongoDB database is working. Right. So this is the project name. Product sample is the project name we have given in the configuration file. So the product sample is available. Let's go to my I would like to add this product. Go here, add folder to workspace. It has created a folder here, and what readyGo has created for you, you can see that you said that you are going to use MongoDB database. So it has created all the logic for your database. That means connection retries logic, getting the connection from the configuration file, and create an insert record, update record. It's all MongoDB session. All the code has been generated for you, and particularly for product model, it has created all the related information, related methods for product. We have put as name as the key field. You could see in our configuration file. I just would like to add that configuration file as well. Let me So in the configuration file we have given the database information. So and in the models we gave as is key as true. That means it checks that this particular field, the value of this particular field should not be repeated. So it checks whether the product is already existed or not, and it creates, create product, update product by ID, delete product by ID, get product by ID, get all products, which is for pagination related things, skip and limit, skip some fields, skip some records, and only bring 10 records kind of stuff by search string, right? And it has created a handler for you. These are all grpc handlers. All the handlers were grpc handlers, but grpc files were not generated. These are all only the handlers, thinking that these are all the handles functions that a grpc will generate. There are some helper files, and readyGo is completely interface based. It follows interface based approach. That means later on you don't like this database, you want to bring SQL database instead of MongoDB, then you just need to implement these methods. You don't need to change anywhere in the project apart from this particular package. There are models. This model is created by readyGo. If you define the validation, you can see that here I put a validation expression, regular expression. So at this point of time it checks only regular expressions. It will generate a validation logic for you. So this is a product, and thinking that it's a MongoDB database, it has created BSON annotations, right? And it created a profile for you. This is the profile that readyGo has generated for you, and it has created a Docker Compose file, it has created a Docker file for you, and even the port number. See, this is the port number you have given, and it created the Docker file with the same port number, and the magic main function where everything, the service will be started up and running. Now what we have to do is we have to generate the protofiles. So to generate the protofiles, make sure that the proto-c compiler is installed. For Golang, protocol related tools are installed, otherwise it doesn't work. So I have already saved some command for to create the profile. This is the command. Proto-c is the compiler. The output directory is this, and it has to compile this particular profile. If there are multiple profiles like this, you can create. You have to run this multiple. You have to run your proto-c compiler on multiple files. This is the command. I go here. I click on this. You see here protocol files are generated here against this protocol file. This protofile is generated against this particular model, and all respective methods are created by readyGo. And then we have to run go mod init product sample, and I would like to run the project. Boom, the project has started working. That means your grpc service is readily available, and it is ready to serve you all CRUD operations with some conditions. Of course, once relationships come into the picture, then it would be wonderful thing. So there is I would like to create a client for grpc as well, but at this point of time I'm using Bloom RPC client. So this is the fantastic client project created by the open source community. What I can do is I have to select the ready profile. So here is my project, here is the definition, and this is the profile. You can see that once I create the profile, it has displayed all the services RPCs inside that profile. So I would like to create a product. Just click on create product. It gives you some dummy data, fake data. So you can give the real data. Name is, let us say the product name is iPhone, for example, and the description is iPhone 12 latest version, and the reference number is some reference number. Just for the demonstration purpose, I have created as stock is true, the status is active. As I told that right now it doesn't support the date and time format. For that purpose you can give 12/30 2020 22:34 Indian Standard Time, and this is generated as a dummy. You don't need to worry about it. So it has created a record in the database. This is the record message. This is the record. It has written the record ID. We can go to the database. This is the Studio 3T for MongoDB. I have installed that. Let me refresh this. Okay, see here. This is the database name we have given in the configuration file. This is the database name. So it has created a database name like that. It has created a collection called products. and here the data is. Reference number, description, name of the product, ID, last modified, status is active, all the records are created. So I would like to check some other method. Let's say get product by ID. I go here, I have copied the ID already, mongodb ID. Here it is. It's going to pull that record from the database, right? And let me create one more product. I would like to create same product. I click on this. It said that the given product already existed. That means it cannot create. This is the condition that we have. It has created based on the is-key field in the configuration. You can see that this field is is-key field. That means it always check whether this name, this particular value in this name field is already there or not. Based on that, it gives you the error message. So I would like to give Samsung phone. Let us say Galaxy 20 or 30, whatever it is. Let us say Galaxy 30 is there. Okay, let's say latest version, and this is something I give. This active, this is all same. I created. So another product is created. Now we have two products available. Then let's go to this two methods we have created. We check this get all products by. So get all products by has the key, based on which key you would like to select the keys, status in the database, and I would like to check based on the active. I don't want to skip any records, and I would like to fetch 10 records. Of course there are no 10 records, there are only 2 records. Let's see that whether it will pull 2 records or not. Here you go, it pulled 2 records from the database. You can see that these 2 records are pulled from the database, and let's see whether we can delete the record. I would like to delete the record. Yeah, it has deleted one row. It got deleted. Let's try to fetch particular record. Yeah, no document in the result. So this is how readyGo work. You can try with HTTP with MongoDB, and you can try with HTTP with PostgreSQL. You can try with grpc with PostgreSQL. Right? So please try to contribute to this project. I would like to take this project to the next level. I want to add so many things. As I told earlier, I want to bring PubSub related stuff. I want to bring add-ons, something like Prometheus. I want to bring so many things into the project. So apart from my job, I'm spending very quality time on this project. So I want to take this project to the next level. I'm looking for some happy minds, eager minds who want to contribute to this project. If you are interested to port this project for any other programming language, at this point of time it supports only Golang, and it generates only Golang related projects. Happy to bring new programming languages into the project, and I will create another video cast where I'll explain you want to bring new programming language, how to bring that. So right now I'm working on, apart from Go, I'm working on Dart. I would like to bring Dart as well. Right. Thank you. Have a nice day. Goodbye.